Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Nasir, and welcome back to Dream Daddy. We're gonna start off right away. Sorry for the bad lighting in this video. I don't really have the light I usually have on me. But how are we doing today, guys? I'm doing great today. It's getting a little cold outside. Thanksgiving is coming up. I'm just feeling good. In the last episode, we went on our first date with Brian. I'm just gonna talk over this dialogue because it doesn't really matter. You guys can pause it and read it. I've just been relaxing, getting ready to spend Thanksgiving, I guess, with some loved ones, just like you guys. There's been a lot of drama going on in my house still. I can't wait to do that story time. I just really don't like my living situation currently. As much as I lie to people, I just hate it. You guys have no idea how annoying it is to actually be in foster care. It's so bad. Like, you get phone calls every day from people who you don't want to talk to. They call you about nothing. The reason I say they call you about nothing is because, like, they literally call you about something you talked about before, and it's honestly so stupid. Like, Jesus Christ. We're gonna go on our second date with Brian, but it looks like Craig messaged us something, so let's look at that. Hey dude, I've got the runs. Oh, I've got just the thing. I'll head to the store and grab you a real chunky milkshake, cherry licorice, and a book of word jumbles that I find helpful in strenuous times such as these. What? Wouldn't that make it worse? Oh, it's not for the diarrhea. Milkshakes are just comforting. Wait, why are we talking about this? By I've got the runs, I meant that I feel like running. And that's where I turn that off because I don't have time. I don't have time for that. You guys all know Brian. We're about to go on our second date with him. On our first date with him, we got an A. I'm hoping that we can get an S this time, so let's just hop right into it. Second date, here we go. Hey, Daisy and I are going fishing tomorrow. Are you in or out? Sounds great, man. Super excited to catch all those fish, and my lawn could use another mowing. That'll show him. Brian responds back, letting me know that tomorrow he'll pick us up at an hour I had previously forgotten existed. Man, that's gonna be a rough start. What, is it like 6 o'clock? Amanda comes into the room from the kitchen eating a cheese stick by biting it off piece by piece like some kind of monster. I didn't raise you like that. What? It's called string cheese and not choppy cheese for a reason, Amanda. I wouldn't criticize my daughter for eating however she wants. Did you just call me in here to criticize my controversial string cheese eating technique or what? No, Amanda. We have to go fishing tomorrow. Well, you have to go fishing. I get to play with Brian's dog. What? How do I become a master of fishing overnight? You went fishing in the Girl Scouts, didn't you? Nope, my stint in the Scouts was brief and purely transactional. Thought I could get free cookies, but I didn't know that I had to, like, be outside and tie knots and stuff. But I have to beat Brian. Dad, let me tell you a story. Do you remember last summer how I applied for a job at a coffee shop across town? Give me a refresher. During the interview, they asked me if I knew how to work an espresso machine, and I really wanted the job, so I lied and said yes. On that first morning, there was a line out the door, and within half an hour, I severely burned my hand, and they told me to go home and never come back. I still have a scar from that. Of course I remember. What does that have to do with fishing? The burn is a metaphor, Dad. I don't get it. You can lead a horse to water. What do horses have to do with fish and burns? Dad, please, I don't get your obsession with competing against Brian. Listen, I don't have an obsession with it. My character just wants to, and I don't. Like, I wish they gave you the option to not act like this. He's acting so annoying. You won't understand. It's a dad thing. Please try explaining to me. Okay, Brian's just cute. He just thinks that he's so much better than me, and he purposely reminds me of that whenever he can. It's like he has to one-up me. I have to beat him at his own game. You guys, so far in this whole game, every single dad off that we've had, my character won every single one. So it's kind of like I'm trying to one-up him, and like he always admits defeat, I always win. I don't see why my character thinks this. Is that what you think is happening here? No, Amanda. Okay, good. I know that's what's happening. Alright, Pops, we should both be getting some sleep. See you in the morning. Night, Panda. Early bird gets the worm, buddy. You ready to fish? I was born ready. My eyes narrow in on Brian. It's a good day to die. What? Hop on in, guys. Let's get this fishing party started. I walk over to the driver's side door and open it. Woof woof! Brian's dog immediately hops into the driver's seat, wagging his tail furiously. Can I see your license, sir? Maxwell, let Monsieur sit. You ready for an adventure? I'm ready for glory. I struggle to stay awake as we drive to the outskirts of town. Country music plays quietly from the radio as I watch trees pass by. So where exactly are we headed? It's about an hour north here, little spot I've been going to since I was a kid. My dad used to take me there all the time. I don't think anybody else knows about it. I brought everything we need so that we can catch some trout, have a nice little fire, and enjoy the nature. My fishing pole is in the shop, getting it tuned up. Do you maybe have an extra I could borrow? Of course. It's probably not as nice as it sounds. Sounds like yours is, though. Right. I'm digging a hole here. Well, here we are. Brian and I carry the tackle boxes and cooler down to the edge of the lake, where he has a canoe waiting. Ah, great. It's still in one piece. Hold on. Help me out with Maxwell. I help Brian place a tiny dog-sized life vest onto Maxwell. Woof woof. Alright, your turn. Brian hands me a lime green life vest. If I fall in, I'm counting on you to rescue me. Guys, we did it! Suit yourself. Yay! Brian turns to Amanda and Daisy, who are still skipping rocks. You kids want to fish?
Dad!
I'm good with just throwing rocks into the water. Amanda hurls a rock into the pond with gusto. Yeah, take that, water. Amanda, you're supposed to be skipping them. Is that what we're doing? Daisy, don't you want to fish? I think catching fish is kind of inhumane. We're gonna go explore in the woods and look at bugs and stuff. Alright, be safe, don't go too far. Brian puts the life vest around himself and we throw all of our equipment into the canoe. Maxwell happily jumps in and takes his place, looking out over the front of the boat. I get into the canoe as Brian shoves off. We paddle together to get ourselves in the middle of the lake. Most freshwater fish usually feed at dusk and dawn, which is why I had to get you up so early. Yeah, I know, that's pretty uncommon fisherman knowledge. After all, fisherman knowledge that I am knowledgeable about. What? Still a gambling man? You know it. Let's see who can catch more fish. You can catch more than one? Sounds easy enough to me. What's on the line? Besides all the fish I'm gonna catch, obviously. I was thinking something a little more high stakes than mowing the lawn. Custody of our children? More than that. Let's say, if I win, I get your weed whacker. The Whackmaster 2000? That's a limited edition! But if you win, you get my pole saw, the Reach and Cut 3000. The cordless version? That's the one. Shit. The Reach and Cut is state of art. My weed whacker is a prized possession. There are those hard to reach branches at... What? I think they missed... That is not proper grammar. That is not proper grammar. You're on. We shake on it. I suddenly remember that I don't know how to fish. My foolish fatherly pride will one day be my undoing. I watch as Brian ties a lure and does some stuff I can't quite follow with his fishing pole. He casts it into the lake. Oh boy, Now I have to do that. I stare down at the tackle box and at the pole in my hand. He likes that? Oh, I fish a worm from the styrofoam container Brian brought. It's slippery, but I think I can get it onto the hook if I just focus. Oh god, I'm bleeding. Oh god, there's blood everywhere. The worm is not on the hook. Need some help? No, I'm meant to do that. The blood attracts the fish. They can smell it a mile away, you know?
Okay.
I think that's sharks. No, it's definitely fish. Now what? Tie a knot or something. Yay! Oh my god, I'm doing so good, guys! Oh my gosh. Okay, I take my pole and try to tie an elaborate looking knot to impress Brian. The classic hunter's bend. I learned that one in my youth. Yep, this one isn't coming apart anytime soon. With this knot, I will cast my heavenly line upon the unsuspecting water and deliver unto us a bountiful harvest? What the fuck? He doesn't seem to be paying attention. Let's cast this sucker. I pull my rod back and I launch the lure as hard as I can.
Oh!
And the lure flies off the line and sails far, far away, landing in the lake with a loud sploosh. Sorry, I judged the wind speed wrong. This cold air drives the pressure down. Go ahead and take my pole. I know it's hard switching to a new pole you're not used to. I'll fix up another lure. Brian hands me his pole with a smile, and I just sit there feeling like an idiot.
Match that fish.
So I am confused.
I got that match! No! Why did I get an A? Good work. Guys, I had to focus so hard because I can't fucking see. Wow, this is way tougher than I thought. I look over at Brian, who's smiling and obviously enjoying his time out there on the lake. I will crush him. Suddenly, the fishing pole jumps in my hand. I reflexively tug forwards. I think I got something big. The tip of the pole dips down repeatedly and the line starts to run up. Reel it in! I finally get the fish right up next to the boat. It's a long, beautiful rainbow trout. Brian hands me a net. It's all yours. I lean down and notice that my hands are shaking with excitement. This fish is bigger than all the ones Brian's caught. That pole saw is mine, all mine. The entire canoe tips over with me. I find myself sinking into the lake. I should have taken the life vest. All of a sudden, I'm embraced under the water and pulled into Brian's arms. I'm finally dragged upward, sputtering water. All of our gear floats on the surface. Maxwell doggy paddles around us in circles, having a great time.
I don't know about that.
You alright? Does that count as one? Well, seeing as all our fish are now swimming safely back in the lake, I guess so. Brian laughs. Let's get you to shore. Brian and I flip the canoe back over and fill it with our now soaking wet gear. We row back to the shore with Maxwell in tow. This is what we like to fucking see. Do you guys see this man? Do you guys see this handsome, beautiful... Guys, the male body is a beautiful thing. The male body is a beautiful thing. Once we get to the beach, Maxwell darts off into the woods. Brian takes off his shirt. Dots of lake water glisten in the sun across his strong back. Man, all that general contracting must have built that guy like an ox. Yeah, I see that. I hope he doesn't notice me staring. I'm gonna get a fire going so we can dry off. Wanna hand me yours? Yes, okay. I reluctantly take off my own shirt and toss it to Brian. I suddenly wish I had done more sit-ups in my life, or any sit-ups at all, really. Another thing you've bested me in is in stupid sexy Brian. He is sexy. You might as well fry that shirt up. Seems like it's the only lunch we'll have. The day's young. We can fish from the shore. The day's still young. Once Brian gets the fire going, I sit and dry off my pants. Brian gets a couple of lures out by the water's edge. We're probably gonna have to put the kibosh on the competition for now. What? Until another day. My stomach growls. You hungry? Oh, I'm fine. Brian reaches into his cargo pants and pulls out a couple of granola bars. I have a small child. I am flush with snacks. Brian joins me by the fire and I accept the cargo What? And now we're back to waiting. Where did the girls get off to? Shouldn't they be back by now? I wouldn't worry about it too much. They're a couple of smart kids. A mosquito bites me. I slap my neck and curse. Nature sucks. Here you go, bud. Brian grabs a bottle of bug spray, and I begrudgingly take it and douse myself. Ugh, I've always hated how this stuff smells. Really? I've always kind of liked it. Reminds me of being outside. Maybe you and I have a different sentiments on outdoors. Maxwell comes bounding up to me, a huge stick in his mouth. He drops it by my feet and looks at me expectantly. Throw it towards the woods. He likes it! Okay, I hurl the stick as hard as I can towards the tree line. Maxwell bolts after it, running as fast as his stubby legs can carry him. Which consequently is not very fast. It is very cute though. Nice throw, Nasir. I turn away so he can't see me blush. Maxwell brings the stick back to me, clearly proud of himself. Good boy, Maxwell. You're a very good speedy boy. You're the world champ of fetch. It's time for the pets. What's the plan? Rub that belly. I feel like a bit of a third wheel here. Where are my belly rubs? Oh, haha. I'm so flustered I can barely say anything. I just focus on petting Maxwell and hope Brian doesn't notice how much I'm sweating. Are we gonna, like, fuck out here? Is that what's happening right now? While I'm playing with Maxwell, fish begin routinely pulling on Brian's lines. I watch Brian effortlessly fillet the fish, squeezing a bit of lemon on them and frying them up in a cast iron pan. Before we know it, we have a feast fit for a couple of shirtless dudes. Amanda and Daisy emerge from the woods looking totally unscathed. Whoa, Dad Bod Patrol. What? Why did she say that? Put your shirts on. There are children presents. Brian tosses me my now dry shirt. I pull it over my head, thankful that I will no longer be distracted by Brian and his pecs. Where have you guys been? Studying entomology. What? We were playing with bugs. I expected you guys to be more covered in, like, mud and stuff. Daisy looks offended. What do you take me for, a child? I mean, you are. Amanda puts a hand on Daisy's shoulder. Recipe. Why are your pants wet? Well, Amanda, we were out there on the lake and then...
Ah, shucks.
And then I accidentally tipped over the boat. Don't worry, all the gear floated to the surface, so we didn't lose anything, right, Nasir? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I can't believe he just covered for me. Gosh, he even out-humbles me. He's trying to beat me at everything, including my world-famous sense of humility. Why does my character feel the need to compete with this man? We finish our fish and end up playing catch with Maxwell for a little before we decide to head out. After cleaning up camp, we pack up the station wagon and let Maxwell into the back seat. The poor pup falls asleep in a cuddle puddle with Amanda and Daisy. They've had a long day. Been an ordeal today, bud. Let me drive you guys home. I want to prove that I'm the most awake dad on the block, but yeah, I'm beat. Fine. As we drive away, I take one last look at the lake, disappearing behind us in a smile. I rest my head against the window, and the low rumble of dirt road beneath us lulls me into a peaceful sleep. Hey, sleepyhead. I open my eyes and realize I had dozed off in the car. I self-consciously wipe a bit of drool off my chin. Oh, hey, I was resting my eyes. Just in case we suddenly have to jump into any sort of conflict, so I'm super awake for it, and ready to fight, with my strong arms. It's all good, you're in some rest, buddy. Thanks for coming out with us today. I had a lot of fun with you. Thanks for inviting us. I also had a lot of fun. Glad to hear it. Take it easy, yeah? You too. Take it the easiest. Brian chuckles to himself as he unloads the car. And that was the end of the date, guys. Did we get an S this time? Come on, please. Yes! Yes, bitch! We got an S this time. We need to get another S next time. We are going to get with Brian. I swear we are. That's pretty much all I have for today, guys. If you guys like what you saw in this video, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. Yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching. I'm Nas the King, and goodbye.
GGS.
I got a tree style, huh? I got a tree style, huh? I got a tree style, I got electricity. Shorty be feeling to see me. Niggas be watching my moves like a TV. They be talking about thinking I be me, huh? I got electricity. Shorty be feeling to see me. Niggas be watching my moves like a TV. They be talking about thinking I be me, Like it or not, I make it to this bad. If he talk caught up in one of his hat, I put a beam on my fucking type. Don't talk on my name unless you put in respect. Like baby, don't trip, it be fine. Gripping your waist when I hear from behind. Grinding, I'm on the incline, so I never switch to the day that I die. You talking blocks, we spinning that. Don't you know I was be spinning back? Boy, talking hot to me, knock off a fitted cap. Get hit with a brick, I ain't talking crack. Finna go cop me as if I'm flipping that. Know that I'm flipping that. One of my bills to be blue, yeah, I'm into that. Ain't playing, I'm speaking fast. Shorty be feeling the scene.